Hey everyone, I'm Northern Explorer. Thanks for joining in. Today I'm going to be doing a gas mileage test on my F250. Sit back and relax and come along for the ride. Okay, so I just filled up my tank with 91 octane, no ethanol fuel. I was just at a different gas station and my assumption was that all 91 octane fuels in this area didn't contain ethanol. But it didn't have the little sticker that said no ethanol on it. So I went in and I asked the guy, and he said that he thought that their 91 octane did contain ethanol. So I went to this gas station, and this gas station actually sells 91 and 87 without ethanol. I decided to go with 91 just because I'm going for a best case scenario. But what I need to do now before I get the test started is I need to reset my trip computer, so I'll do that now. Alright, easy as that. My trip computer is reset. I'm also going to reset this, my GPS. There we go. So I'm good to go for my test. Spin the camera around. The engine's already warmed up, so I'm good to go. Let's see what kind of fuel economy I can squeeze out of this thing. All right, so what am I driving? I'm driving a 2017 F250. 6.2 liter gas engine, 3.73 axle ratio. This engine produces 385 horsepower at 5,750 RPMs. 430 foot-pounds of torque at 3,800 RPMs. My objective today is to get as good of gas mileage as possible as a baseline measurement before I do any modifications to this truck. Any modifications are going to give you worse fuel economy, but I want to get a good baseline measurement to start with. So 10 miles into it, I'm at 14.8 miles per gallon right now. I did idle my truck a little bit while I was fiddling with my camera. The base curb weight, 6,372 pounds. This is a super cab with a 6 3/4 foot box that gives it a 148 inch wheelbase. The tires are stock. The tires that came with this vehicle, this is the FX4 package, are 275/70 18s. They measure 33.2 inches tall and they weigh 53 pounds. Modifications to this truck so far, nothing. I have done nothing to this truck, which is why I'm getting a baseline measurement. I haven't done anything to make the truck heavier. I haven't done anything to make the truck less aerodynamic. I haven't done anything to increase rolling resistance. I haven't yet lifted the vehicle, and the big air dam on the front is still in place. Eventually I'm going to put a winch bumper on and some other items that will make the truck quite a bit heavier. According to Ford, you lose about 4% fuel efficiency for every 100 pounds that you add to your vehicle. So this truck has over 3,400 pounds of payload. So 4% for every 100 pounds, what does that work out to? I'll have to figure that out later. All right. I am driving with my cruise control on, going 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, which is probably going to drive everyone behind me absolutely nuts. But I'm not going to go below the speed limit. And actually up here, the speed limit speeds up a little bit. It's 55 right here. Going to take it up to 65 in a little bit. And yesterday I pumped up my tires to the recommended 65 PSI in the back and 60 PSI in the front, which is very stiff, very hard if you're not running a load in this vehicle. Actually, the suspension overall is very hard if you're not running a load. So this vehicle is completely empty. Plus I have the snowplow prep package, which makes it even stiffer. So the ride's pretty stiff. But I have the tires pumped up, which should also help with fuel economy a little bit. Oh, one other thing. Winter blend versus summer blend. Online, it said that winter blend starts getting delivered September 15th. That doesn't mean all gas stations have winter blend gas on September 15th. So there's a little lag period from when they start to deliver it till when all the gas stations get it. And from the people I've asked, and these are all part-time workers, I don't think they have delivered the winter blend gas yet, which is helpful for this test because summer blend gas contains 1.7% more energy content than winter blend gas. So that's what I wanted for this test. It's October 6th today. So I don't think I'm running on winter blend gas. And considering I'm already up to 15 miles per gallon, I'm pretty sure I'm not. All right, so back to the gas station fill up. I put 91 octane in. That may or may not help with fuel efficiency. Some studies show that it does help a little bit. If you're trying to save money, if it helps at all, the increase in gas mileage is not going to be offset by the increase in how much you're paying for the 91 octane fuel. It's about $1 more expensive where I live, about 33% more expensive. So you're not going to get 33% better gas mileage. So I'm doing this test just as a absolute best case scenario test. So one of the reasons I picked the 91 octane is because the 91 octane doesn't contain ethanol. With ethanol fuel, 10% ethanol fuel, you get 3 to 4% fewer miles per gallon. So again, I'm looking for absolute best case scenario, no ethanol. I just changed my oil. My engine is just past the break-in period. According to the Ford manual, it takes about 3,000 miles to break in the engine. This engine has just over 4,500 miles on it. So I changed the oil. The recommended viscosity is 5W30. I decided to go with what they advertise as an oil that will help with fuel efficiency. Mobil 1, full synthetic, but it's a 0W30, which they claim is okay for all 0W30, 5W30, and 10W30 applications. Either way, I'm probably only going to have this oil in for the next 7,000 miles, and then I'll switch back to 5W30. The Ford manual says that you can use 0W30, but only in extreme cold winter environments. Up in Alaska or the Yukon or something. It's pretty cold where I live in the wintertime, but not quite that cold. Alright, so this is a 2017, which they made some changes over the 2016. Mainly, this has the aluminum body. The aluminum body saved quite a bit of weight. They reinvested a lot of that weight into making a heavier duty, stiffer frame. But overall, this vehicle is about 300 pounds lighter than the previous generation F250. So that should help a little bit with gas mileage. Also, the way they stamped out the aluminum body panels, it's about 5% more aerodynamic, which should also help a little bit with fuel economy. So all that taken into consideration, today we are going to see what kind of gas mileage I can squeeze out of a 6.2 liter gas F250 that weighs over 6,000 pounds. Okay, I just hit the 60 mile mark. Time for a little update. So I'm at 60.4 miles and I'm holding steady right now at 17 miles per gallon, which isn't bad. I was hoping for a little bit better, but that's not bad. So that's where we stand. Taking a little break from our regularly scheduled program. So it's important to find out what your fuel economy is, but you really need to compare that to something so there's some sort of relevance to see if you're actually getting good fuel economy or not so good fuel economy based on what you're driving. So I found a good website called fuely.com, so you can look up pretty much any vehicle on here. So I'm just going to look up my 2017 F250 and see on average what people are getting. And I'm not just going to stop there because I have the 6.2 liter. I'm actually going to see what the people with the diesel engine gets, because diesels typically get better gas mileage. And for my fuel efficiency test, I'm going to try and get better than not just what people on average get with the 6.2 liter gas, but I want to actually get better than what the people with the diesel get. So let's just look up and find out what people get with the vehicle that I have, with the engine that I have, and also we're going to look up the 6.7 liter diesel to see what they get. So I'm just going to scroll down here till I find my vehicle, and you can see they have hundreds of cars on here, hundreds of trucks. Here's Ford F250, Okay, so I've called up my vehicle, 2017 F250 Superduty, 6.2 liter gas. The average that people get for gas mileage is 12.08 miles per gallon, which isn't all that great. The mode, what most people get, is 13 miles per gallon, so about the same. Let's switch this to diesel. So with the diesel, the average MPG for 2017 Ford Super Duty is 14.59 miles per gallon. The mode is 16. So for this fuel efficiency test that I'm doing, I would like to beat 16 miles per gallon. That's going to be my goal. All right, time for a little update. I am at 125 miles into this little trip. My moving average is 56.3 miles per hour. And according to the trip computer, I am sitting at 17.5 miles per gallon. Another 45 minutes and I will be done. All right, final update. I'm sitting at 17.6 miles per gallon according to the trip computer. I have gone 170 miles at a moving average of 56.3 miles per hour. I just did my final fill up, and let's check out the conclusion here. First of all, my trip computer calculated 17.5 miles per gallon, but let's see what the actual miles per gallon are when I calculate it out. I put 9.744 gallons in. All right, so 170 divided by 9.744 equals 17.45 miles per gallon. So that's pretty close to what the trip computer was saying. So I think the only way you could possibly get better gas mileage with this vehicle, because I think I did everything right. I wasn't running my air conditioner. I had my windows up. My tires were properly inflated. I was using the cruise control. I was driving like a grandma the whole time. I think the only way you could get better gas mileage is either if you had a majority downhill route, or if you were driving 50 miles an hour the whole time. So I think 17.5 is about what you're going to get out of a 2017 6.2 liter gas F250. That's it for this one. Like and subscribe, Northern Explorer. I'll see you next time. Thanks.